What's up, guys? It's your boys Awoki back out with another Chris Watts video, and this one's not necessarily going to help in any sort of way. But I just got done watching this movie on Hulu, Amazon. It's on there called Behind the Headlines: The Watts Family Tragedy. It was very emotional video. What bugs me the most is why a lot of the times in these documentaries do they not talk about Nicole Kessinger. They mention them for a brief moment, or they mention her for a brief moment, but then they just carry on. And they mention a lot of the times in these, and there's like 3 or 4 best friends in here, and one of them just had me broke down in tears because obviously she misses her friend Shanann. But it makes you really think about this could happen to anybody. This could happen to anybody, because they never saw this coming. Shanann didn't see this. The girls didn't see this. The grandparents didn't see this. And then watching some of the things that, like, you watched Tammy Lee and Agent Coder and their tactics, how they got into Chris's mind and psyche and so forth like that to get him to confess and so forth like that. Which I think wholeheartedly Tammy and the other gentleman, Coder, did fantastic. Like, I mean, just imagine what they had to go through, what they had seen, what they had dealt with. Tammy Lee says in there that she broke down in tears after hugging her kids and her husband, which is what I do every single day, because I see kids all the time that are either being mistreated by their parents, or you see like Madeline Soto, or you see this Sebastian. Why are we hurting children? It's like, for one, they're our future. 2, they're your flesh and blood. You created them. And that's one big reason why I do this, is why I'm trying to find the whole 100%. And as much as there are people out there that will ridicule myself, saying I'm just bored or I'm just doing this for fame, I don't want the fame. That's not why I'm doing this. And I do other cases. I do other things when it comes to YouTube. Yes, this is a big part of it. But I can see the complete BS. And you see some of these news broadcasters that are in there. There's a female in there. I can't remember her name. She even said that something doesn't seem right about this mistress. Like, and then you hear the DA Rourke in there. Nicole Kessinger was not involved. Oh, really? Can you prove it? That's the thing that pisses me off. We got the interviews. That's not evidence. And he says he'll never forget this case and the Watts family tragedy. But then he goes on his wife's podcast, which he said he would never go on a podcast ever to talk about this, but he goes on his wife's. And he mentions their long blonde hair. Well, first of all, they didn't have long blonde hair. And second of all, you weren't the one that was out there. You probably saw the pictures. I mean, again, I can't speculate or correlate with what he had seen. But when you sit there and tell me that you did everything for this case, I don't believe you. We have seen this trial that was for the 19th of November go down to the 6th, which was the election year for D.A. Rourke, and he persuaded the Rusek family to have Chris. I can't say that he made them do it, but we've been found out to show or see that the Ruseks, the father and the mother, that I've seen in how many different videos and information, and that they wanted the death penalty. They wanted to see Chris gone, and that's what Chris should have got, is gone. Quadruple homicide, which D.A. Rourke says triple homicide. This man is sitting in prison, still able to talk to his wife, or not to his wife, talk to his mother, his father, his sister, cousins, uncles, aunts, whatever have you, whoever decides. I mean, he has a fan base, which is ridiculous. He has all this love that comes from him. I mean, he's got hatred too, don't get me wrong. There are people that despise of him, and I'm one of them. But he gets to breathe air. He gets to see light. He gets to see smiles, and he probably gets to laugh and joke around with his buddies in prison. Shanann don't get that. Bella and Celeste don't get that. Nico never got the chance to do that. And that's what's upsetting, is you try to fight for this case because you can see what is going on. That NK is living her life as well. Like nothing even happened. Why is it okay for people to commit adultery, to cheat? If you're not happy, leave. Don't abuse your significant other. Don't murder your significant other. Do not lay a hand on your significant other. If you do not enjoy your life with your wife, your husband, or whatever have you, leave. There's been abusive relationships that I've been in, and I've left. And it upsets me that Shanann didn't see this coming, as in the murder. She probably saw that she was losing her husband, and she was fighting for him because she wanted to keep her family together. She wanted to keep her kids together. She didn't want them separated and stuff like that. But then you have Mr. Douche Nugget. I'm trying to be PG on here. Chris Watts sits there and has the audacity to blame Shanann for murdering the girls. Again, I've reiterated over and over and over and over and over that Shanann would have never hurt those girls. She, in every post and every video that she had with her girls, she was cuddling them. She was loving them. And then people find these weird, stupid video clips and then make stupid allegations about her being a bad mother. Were you there? I mean, I wasn't there, but I can see that she was a great mother. And these people get off on bringing her down and then going after the Ruseks and making them look like a laughing stock. They lost their daughter. They lost their grandkids. And yet you sit there and mock them? I've watched 4 channels today. I'm not going to state who. But they bash on Shanann. For what? Do you get your jollies off for mocking and degrading a deceased woman that only wanted to have her family make it in the world with what's that thing that she sold? Drawing a blank here because I'm so upset. The patches and so forth. I'm drawing a blank. I want to say plexus, but that's not it. She worked very hard. She worked every day, but yet she takes her kids to daycare and she's told that she's a bad mom. That house was immaculate. Cleaned, organized, She looked like she took care of herself. She looked like she took care of her kids. She loved Chris unconditionally. And yet these people, like at the end of this video, have mocked and ridiculed the Rusek family. Made allegations and weird theories that the Ruseks were going after insurance purposes. Like, what are you doing? We have two people that are, well, not four, but two people that are in concern. Chris, which is put away. And then you have NK. This woman is living a normal life. I've seen it. And I can't release that information because I promise to protect others that have come forward to me. This woman is living a life like nothing ever happened. I hope this woman is haunted by what she did. She destroyed a family, and yet there are people that defend Nicole Kessinger. She knew exactly what she was doing when she got in there. She knew Shanann was pregnant. She knew that he loved his girls. She loved to play Chris like a fiddle. And yet she played some of those police officers and interrogators like a fiddle as well. Having her father in there. She would sit there and call them and say, "Don't let me effing down." They talk to her like they're buddies. But then you have Tammy Lee and the other agents that I've seen on like Troy's interview and Lauren's interview and the ones I just posted. And they were like drilling these guys for evidence and for information and stuff like that, which they reciprocated. And here, take this. I want to help. Take this. I want to help. Here's my phone. Here's my track record. Here's my GPS. And what does NK do? She deletes everything. She breaks her SIM card. She possibly reset her phone. We don't know that for sure, but that's what the rumor is. She deleted pictures, and she told Chris to delete them. And she told her friend Charlotte to do it. We've seen from professionals from doctors and therapists and psychologists and lawyers and detectives that have been either still in the system or they've retired, and they say there's something wrong with NK. Something needs to be looked at NK. All these professionals that have said that to me, have said it to other YouTubers, content creators, and you got Mr. D.A. Rurik. This is not a witch hunt. Stop sitting behind your computer with your keyboard and your mouse making weird allegations. We're not making weird allegations. This is not a witch hunt. I'm not trying to be a professional detective. I see that NK could be involved, and you need to do your job and find out if she is innocent or if she is guilty. Why is it so hard to do that? Is it not in the budget to do that with your 80 employees that you've had? I'm so tired of seeing this case continue to be a mystery. That's why it continues to be what it is. That's why it's so, up there in the cases. There are some people that still, I'm shocked, that don't know about this case. But you mentioned Chris Watts, a majority of people know exactly when and how, where, and so forth about this case. I remember watching on TV, watching him in his interview. I called BS. Watching him on Nate's camera, or when he went over to Nate's place, and the police officer was interrogating, or not interrogating, but talking to him. You could see right on his face that he was guilty. They say that Chris did this a lot, and he did this, and he was like, and the guy comes out and was like, he strangled Shanann. And yet, Nicole Kessinger was doing the exact same dang thing. Or Shanann, she did this. Yet she's okay to go. Does that make sense? Or you hear from higher ups that you can't always get the bad guy. Is that what you want to hear from law enforcement, detectives? And I'm not saying that every detective on this case was bad. We definitely had our fair share of the good ones. We definitely saw that they did the call of duty and went out and had to go retrieve those little girls. I could imagine what those firefighters had to go through by retrieving them from the oil tanks. The officers that had to go out there and retrieve Shanann from that grave. There are good police officers and detectives, but then there are those that either don't give a crap, they're worried about money, they're worried about fame, or they're worried about their public image. This case was not fought for these girls and Nico. It was fought to put a man in jail, which, thank the Lord, yes, that's important, but not finish the case. All you have to do is talk to Nicole Kessinger, bring the evidence in front of either a jury, and let those people decide her fate. Is she innocent or is she guilty? That's all 99% of us want, is for NK to be talked to be interrogated, to find out if she is innocent or if she is guilty. We don't have that answer, and that's why this case will continue to be in the spotlight. And you can tell me in the comments over and over and over, why is a grown man crying? Why is a grown man dealing with this? Why does he care? He doesn't know Shanann. I wish I did know Shanann. Because she was a very determined, independent, outspoken, loving, caring woman that I've seen from what I've seen. And I feel like I'm a good judge of character. I can tell when somebody is not right. I can tell when somebody is a douche nugget. I can tell when somebody is a great person. And I can tell you right now, NK is a douche nugget. But Shanann was a very amazing person. I didn't get to meet her. But I would have loved to have met her. And her little girls. Those little girls were so cute, so precious. They were cute. They had their little cute laughter and jokes and their love of dolls and books. You can see it from the videos. And yet, those girls lost their lives when they had so many years to live. And yet, there are people that will be nasty to the Ruseks, nasty to Shanann, and she's gone and can't defend herself. I've even heard people being nasty about Bella and Celeste. You're going to make fun of children? It's very sickening how some people are in this world. And just when you think you've lost hope on humanity, you might see something that instills faith in humanity. And I'm hoping one day we will see them actually instill, or there will be somewhat of humanity left, and somebody will want to take a look at this case and actually give a dang and find out the 100% truth. It's either somebody does that or Chris gets tired in prison and decides to talk. Actually talk. So, with that being said, if you guys have time, it's 41 minutes long. It's on Hulu. It's on Amazon Prime. I'm not being sponsored. I'm just letting you guys know that it's a definitely good watch. It came out in 2020. I didn't even see it until now, until a lot of people told me to watch it. I'm definitely glad I did. So I'll post links in the description for you guys to take a look at and watch these. I definitely can't post it on here because they are copyrighted and licensed, so I can't react to them like you would normally want me to react. But I'm putting my review and my reaction to this episode, and hopefully, fingers crossed, we'll see something happen in the future, because I'm hoping that we'll find out the truth eventually. And I'm not the only one that thinks it. There are millions of people that think this way as well. So again, please take care, be safe, and as always, keep nerding on, and we'll see you guys in the next video.